Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will give their first joint interview on CNN on Thursday. This is a significant media appearance for the Democratic leaders. CNN's Dana Bash will conduct the interview, scheduled to air at 9 p.m. ET. This interview marks the first in-depth conversation for Harris since President Biden endorsed her. Harris and Walz's interview comes amid a bus tour through Georgia. The interview is part of a broader effort to increase Democratic enthusiasm before early voting begins. Harris's campaign has faced criticism for not holding a formal news conference or interview in the past 37 days. This interview is expected to address those concerns. The interview marks a new phase for Harris's campaign post-DNC. It follows a successful convention but is anticipated to bring more scrutiny. Harris has been preparing for a debate against Republican rival Donald Trump on September 10th. This debate is a key event in the upcoming election cycle. Republican critics, notably Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, have criticized Harris for avoiding media scrutiny. They argue that her absence from interviews is a failure to engage with the media. J.D. Vance is a U.S. Senator described Harris's media avoidance as disgraceful and criticized American media for not holding her accountable. This criticism highlights the perceived lack of transparency in her campaign. Vance had to address controversial past statements about childless women, and Trump made problematic remarks about Harris's racial identity. These issues highlight the risks of media interactions. During the 2021 interview with Holt, Harris was criticized for not visiting the border as part of her assignment. Her response was seen as dismissive and generated controversy. Harris laughed off questions about not visiting the border, comparing it to not visiting Europe. This response was perceived as insensitive by some observers. Following a June 27th debate that hurt Biden's campaign, Harris defended Biden's performance. Her support was notable during a period of low morale for Biden's campaign. The CNN interview will offer Harris a platform to address criticisms and clarify her campaign's positions. It is expected to be a pivotal moment in her campaign. Harris's team is preparing for increased scrutiny as the election approaches. The interview is part of their strategy to handle upcoming challenges and public inquiries.